There's no
I don't
excuse.
I don't
If
understand it. Like, I
if
don't
if,
understand it.
if Brazilian Ronaldo was there, me, and he was posting or saying, we'd been like, you need to trademark that fucking name, man. You fucking like Pele. You need to fucking trademark your name.
He should have gone. He should have got in ahead of it when it was when he went to United. You know, should have. He should have gone ahead of it there. He was
No, he
lazy.
didn't. No, it shouldn't even have been about because there's another Ronaldo. He should have just trademarked his fucking name. No one's gonna make money off the name Ronaldo.
Yeah, true.
Full stop on his first professional contract. Because obviously he would have been hyped up from PSV days, wouldn't it? So as soon as he was leaving PSV, signing for fucking go for
Barcelona.
Inter Barcelona, that was the move. That moment should have been like if it wasn't done at PSV, he was always gonna be. He was always this guy has talent type of thing, you know.
Mm.
Fucking hell, man.
It's crazy, like wasn't it? He was minutes away from signing his new deal at Barcelona, and they pulled it. Mad.
Some player though. Fuck me, man.
Yeah, yeah, no, but he was signing a 4-year deal extension at Ronaldo at Barcelona, and they pulled it because he didn't have the cash. They pulled it because they couldn't get the cash to pay him. It's fucking mad. You know, you would have got the cash on somewhere. You know, Nike were signing a kit deal with Barcelona based on the fact that he was signing a fucking kit deal, signing up. So Nike come in as the kit manufacturer in Barcelona. The year later, after he leaves, and they go like, you know, fucking hell, you know, where's the player that we wanted in the short? You know, like what the fuck? And he goes to Inter signed up in Nike as well, so they covered they covered their odds there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, like I always think it was weird, like Nike were gonna pay some of his wages anyway. That's what they were. Barcelona didn't really fucking realise. I don't think they
They just give him a bigger
themselves.
endorsement deal.
Yeah,
and hide it in that. Because the player technically doesn't give a bollocks as long as he's getting his wonga.
Yeah.
What's a absolutely disgraceful Man City never sold our tickets, isn't it? They had to give their tickets back. Couldn't sell all the tickets for the cup semi-final.
They were saying like it's the cost of living and all that as well, and all that.
It's because the fan base is small. They're pulling from the same fucking source all the time. That's all it is. Because
if that doesn't sell to the masses that fucking City are cooking their books, I don't know what will.
They don't have a fan base. 100%. It's like a band. If you've got 100 fans, right, and you play the venue that only holds 100 people 7 days a week, eventually we don't have the money. You can't sit there and go, we're bigger than you too. You can, because you're pooling from the same. Whereas if you're U2, there's a 10,000 people waiting outside the venue to get fucking in that can't get a ticket. Unbelievable. See, the big thing is you needed 3 home game tickets to games to have gone to get access to a ticket.
Yeah, I think you need to get 2 quarterfinals, 2 semi-finals to be in the draw or something like this for the final. You know.
Yeah, so a lot of City fans haven't got that because they haven't gone to the fucking game because again they're pulling from the same source, the same revenue stream, and you only get that with small clubs.
Yeah, same with Chelsea. Well, Chelsea tend to send theirs, but
Chelsea will sell theirs. They've way more bigger following City. In fairness, and I said straight away within the UK, Everton have a bigger following than City. I would swear to God, Spurs have a bigger following.
Villa probably as well.
Yeah,
Arsenal, Depot. Like Arsenal, Liverpool, United are the big 3. Newcastle would sell all theirs anyway because of the 100%. The thing is,
but Newcastle's fan base is huge.
Yeah, but
it's the whole northeast.
Remember people on Leeds would as well.
100%.
You know, Leeds is like 3rd biggest city in England, I think. Or 4th.
We'll start that again. So what are the Premiership games?
Spurs being beaten was a biggie. Brentford beaten.
You know what? There you go. Was actually Spurs and Arsenal getting beaten and creaking the door open for United. I mean, United still have a bit of a push, more of a push to do. You know, I think to get in there, but the door definitely creaked open.
Spurs made a balls of it.
That was the shock of the weekend. Was Spurs probably getting beaten at home? Home.
Yeah, and
with momentum.
It was so bad. They look wrecked. Spurs, they look really tired, which is weird. They look clueless too, which is weird.
Is it though? They've been putting a lot in the last few weeks.
Maybe, but I don't know. There was another one like, and then it was like, I mean, Brighton don't score, so basically, if you score against Brighton, you couldn't have them beat. You know, the fact that they beat Arsenal, they're right there 4th. Then again, you know, it's weird when they always play Gabriel Jesus right on Van Dijk's heels, isn't it? He always does that.
Oh, you know what? As well,
I think
yeah.
that,
But I think for a neutral, it's an amazing game for a neutral because whatever the both styles, whatever little things can happen on the day, are capable of the three things: one team hammering the other team hammering the other, or coming together and having a ding dong. There's never a shitty nil all on the odds. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. The odds, whatever way styles make the fights in boxing, it's just something about
yeah,
the styles.
yeah, but there's also the fact that Liverpool, both teams play a high line, so that's the idea is that, compact the play. So there's always going to be breaks,
Yeah.
If the mistake made, it's like bang, one team's on our way.
The
Thiago,
only
Thiago is unbelievable.
Yeah. The
Fucking
only swing
unbelievable.
vote I have for Liverpool not being biased is the whole
Bench star.
Guardiola goes a little over the top with the ticky tacky. It's a little too much of it, and it gets a little boring for me. Obviously, up to a
Yeah,
point, it's great and all that, but then it's like yawn fest. It's like, oh, come on, man, take a fucking shot. You know, because there are patterns of play I've watched closely, and there's all this. It doesn't even end with a shot on goal. It's like, what the fuck?
mm,
What are you doing all that for? It
mm.
just feels a little.
I think there's an element of them doing that, but there's also, I think, when against Liverpool, they kind of hybrid it a bit different. They go long more against Liverpool than any other
Yeah,
team.
but Liverpool are genuinely, and City know it. Genuinely, they know Liverpool are the only team that threaten them on a consistent basis. It doesn't mean other teams can't on a day fucking produce a game. But the odds
Mm.
are over 100 games you're going to go up against an opponent, over 10 or whatever. The odds are you're going to get more of a fight out with Liverpool on a consistent basis.
And
100%.
Liverpool don't go down without a fight anyway. They'll always come back at you. That's the way
Yeah.
Liverpool are.
Dude, when their levels, let's say they're operating at 100%, and De Bruyne pulls out, and let's say they drop to 70%, it's the equivalent if the person going in doesn't push it up enough.
It could be Steven Gerrard levels when Steven Gerrard was Liverpool. Steven Gerrard was out. Liverpool
That's a
dropped
very good point.
percent.
It's a big hole.
It's a big horn. So it could be Steven Gerrard levels. The man that can do it all.
He's a super player.
Tackle.
He's a super player.
He doesn't look as super fit as he used to be, but he looks like
He has the presence though. He's
yeah,
a super player.
he just finds pockets to play in.
Yeah.
And also
He's a brain.
because. And where he is, he sees the game like the fucking Matrix anyway, so it's
Yeah.
a bit hard to contain when he gets. The idea is just not giving time.
He's a baller, yeah. We're over that game, so then we're on to Sunday. So now it's Chelsea and Crystal Palace. I'm just picking highlights. Of it.
Loftus Cheek is your man. I couldn't think of his name.
Loftus Cheek scored a goal.
Yeah.
Mason Mount's a good player, I think. I rate Mason Mount. Pulisic shouldn't have gone there because of Mount, and that's the truth to God. They're the same player. They're fucking carbon copies of each other. But Pulisic is too injury prone.
That's the only thing that fucks Liverpool up in any game really these days is not taking a chance. I mean, last week against Benfica, they should have been out of sight.
Yeah, 100%.
Same against City on Saturday, should have been out of sight.
But regardless, of that, you'd fancy Liverpool for sure,
Yeah.
Because Liverpool really, 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 I know United have to win that game. Well, not that they have to win it. They need a result in the game. I think they would take a point. I think United would.
Yeah, United will take a point, but I think Liverpool have to, really not show up for the United to get a point.
United would take a point. Liverpool would be going gung ho for 3 points because they need 3 points.
Yeah, well, Liverpool will, play the game. What's in front of them? Just play the game, not the fixture.
Yeah. So we're on to Wednesday. It's Chelsea and Arsenal. That's an absolute monstrous game for the Arsenal, but it's at the Bridge. That's Stamford Bridge. So it's
fancy Chelsea to win it.
I'd fancy Chelsea.
Arsenal's current form just gone off the boil completely.
I don't know. 2 or 3 losses on a bounce.
Yeah. Well, they're missing parts. You'd have to say they're missing parts. They're missing a midfielder that goes box to box, and they're missing a centre forward that bangs in goals. But they have Martinelli, and he's playing out in the wing where they can play him through the centre, let him have a run at teams through the middle. I mean, it'd be a pain in the arse. I mean, if they mismanage him towards the end of the season and he's not playing as many games or he's not in form, clubs are going to hobble for him in the summer. And that's
he's a great player, man.
Chelsea will do enough to win, I think.
I say 3-1 to Chelsea. 1-0 to Chelsea, says you. Okay. All right, then we're on to Everton against Leicester.
Leicester could rip you out with them, and then they did on a Sunday, and they were shite and they got beaten.
Yeah.
Against Newcastle, they're far too open at times to be beaten by Newcastle.
Yeah.
Some up and down, and then
But they were chasing the win as well. That's the thing.
Leicester are better at home than they are away.
But Everton are at home here.
See what Everton comes out.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-0 Leicester.
You fancy Leicester? This is the thing. So the other day they made a big rigmarole because Burnley lost. I still think Everton have to win the majority of the games because, but not majority of the games. It's like the games that they have are harder. Everton are not going to win every one of the games because the teams they're playing against are too hard. So obviously they capitalised the other day because Burnley were beaten. Fine. But then they're playing Leicester next. And then they're playing Everton or Liverpool after that. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. And Burnley drew the weekend, to win it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go 2-2. And I'm actually probably throwing Everton a bone on that, but I'll give it 2-2.
Maybe 2-1 because Leicester allows league a goal, yeah.
Alright, we'll go, Newcastle and Crystal Palace next.
Newcastle at home.
Yeah. Still gonna be a tough game. Palace
they have a lot of home games left, haven't they?
Well, they might have a lot of away games left.
I think maybe Newcastle win 2-1.
But you might get a backlash over the Palace getting beaten in the cup.
Palace were crap in the cup because he went out to play Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, but you're still naturally all those players are going to want to.
Yeah, but they were crap.
Response.
They were crap on the day.
You're making me point.
Yeah, no. But they have Gallagher back. I'm trying to show that they weren't crap, but they're not a one-man team. But
he's a good player. He should lead Chelsea. He's not going to get a game with Chelsea. He should lead.
I think he goes back to Chelsea and they play him with someone else. They're trying to get Declan Rice to play with him, the two of them. That'll. But then again, they're going to need centre-halves because all the centre-halves are off.
So what do you reckon?
Newcastle 2-1.
2-1 to Newcastle. I reckon 2-2. All right. City Brighton. I reckon just 3-0 City. Nice, comfy. Because if City scored early or, in the first half, Brighton don't score.
It's always down to Brighton's ambitions to see how they're going to play. If they're City going to tip, if they let City into a rhythm within 20 minutes and knocking around 1 yard passes and they just can't get the ball off them, then they might as well just give up. I think Potter can be a bit hot. That's going to try and get down City's. With Lamptey and Cucurella, their jobs usually get past the fullbacks in the space behind the fullbacks. That's usually where they attack. And City will give them that space, I reckon 2-1 City.
Yeah.
Can't see Brighton scoring.
No. Yeah. All right. Now we're on to the last game. Is
Burnley
Burnley Southampton. Burnley have to win. Not have to win, but they have to win. If you're a Burnley supporter, you have to win. You know what I mean? They're at home though. Southampton again. How many times have we said it? They're the Jekyll and Hyde shit, man. They could beat any of the top teams on their day.
That way though. Your man missing that penalty cornet, that was a fucking big deal against West Ham. She scored. They scored that, they would have been easy street. Probably 2-2.
2-2. I think 2-1 to Burnley because Burnley are home.